If I was like, all right, Adrian, I'm gonna give you a blank check and I know you're gonna go out and get $6,000 clients for $500. Like, how many times would you do that?
As many times as I can.
So what's keeping you from just doing it?
Sometimes it's like that internal thing, I think. Like I really have to fight it sometimes. I think I get nervous being afraid of too much risk.
So when you say to minimize risk, define risk. What does risk look like for you?
It would be spending more and like not getting my return on investment for it.
What does the return on investment have to be?
And I'm always good at 3 or 4.
Have you had an instance when you weren't, where you didn't get 3 or 4?
We did, yeah. And I think I'm scarred. I always think about like, okay, worst case, right? And it's like worst case is, and then I've also just been learning, man, not to like tie my emotions and stuff to the results, right? Like we just show up, do what we do best, and the outcome's gonna be there.
That's it.
And if it doesn't, it's like, okay, life is still good.
Yeah,
right?
and you do it again. Because you know the formula works, and you know every event ain't gonna be the same. Let's say this event do bomb or don't hit the average, that's a snapshot in time. But it's like, hey, this event doesn't mean the system is broke, it just means this event. So now we look at the average over 4 events or 6 events or 12.
That's good.
Because this one scenario doesn't dictate anything. It's just a snapshot in time. It's like if you're working out and you get on the scale, it's like what the scale says now is just a snapshot in time. On the weight loss journey, it done been up and it been down, just like a bank account. When you look at your bank account, your bank account is just a snapshot in time. Hey, what's up, my friends? Marco Russell here, and welcome to the Strategic Scale Show, where we sit down with business owners and help them map out specific game plans so they can scale their business strategically without burning out. So they can actually have a business that can actually run without them so they can have more freedom. So today I sat down with a business owner and he actually said, Marco, I'm stuck at $50,000 a month. I want to get to $100,000 a month. So he literally walked away with a game plan to do exactly that. Make sure you pay very, very, very close attention. We dove into marketing, sales, and fulfillment. I know you're gonna take a lot away from this so you can apply to your business. Let's jump right into it.
What's up, family? My name is Adrian McGee from Columbus, Ohio, and what we do is we help entrepreneurs remove themselves from the day-to-day of their business. A lot of entrepreneurs, when they build their business, they end up creating another glorified 9-to-5 job. So they have us come in to remove themselves from the day-to-day so they can operate as a CEO and build a business that they actually enjoy, that actually gives them freedom.
Adrian, bro, for those who are watching, and of course, I think Kev already told you, like, we just work out like this, right?
Yeah.
So for those who are watching this behind the scenes, who don't know who you are, kind of give me the rundown of like what you do, who you are, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So first off, bro, I'm happy to be here because I told you from the beginning, we met 4 years ago.
Yep.
And you were someone that I looked up to in this industry from the get-go. I'm like, man, what this dude is doing is what I'm trying to do. So it's dope for me to be here, have this conversation with you, bro. So I'm honored, first off. But what I do, my name is Adrian McGee. What we do is business owners often, when they scale their business, they end up creating another 9-to-5 job. They end up struggling to hire team members. They end up not having a predictable business, which means that they have a business that they're basically just gambling with at this point. So people will bring us in to come in and set up systems that allow them to actually operate as the CEO of their business. So they're removing themselves from the day-to-day things where they're stuck in the business, so now they can work on a business. We work with a lot of heavy names in the industry, really behind the scenes. It's funny because over the past year is actually me coming out of my shell. For the longest, I used to just work with these dudes in the back. I would manage like systems for 7-figure entrepreneurs, like really big influencers in the industry now. But over the past year, I really said, okay, let me take this thing to the next level. And we've been helping a lot of newer people, put systems in place. We've been helping a lot of current entrepreneurs who are more low-key, running local businesses, right? Like we were focused just on coaches and stuff for a long time, but we've really been expanding. And we've been creating a lot of impact, helping people get their time back, but also have a business that they actually enjoy now.
Nice, I love it. And how did you kind of bring me up, just kind of walk us through a big picture, like the journey to get to this point?
Yeah, so I started off in corporate. So I did everything in corporate that I'm doing today. I started doing it in corporate. So
you did systems in corporate?
Yeah.
What did you do in corporate?
So I was a consultant. So I would do process improvement. Basically, there would be departments that had a lot of inefficiencies. They'll have us come in, help document the processes, streamline things, figure out automation opportunity, and outsourcing opportunity. And we would basically just go into different departments in corporate doing that. And I remember back during COVID, everyone was starting their business. And so during that time, I realized, I'm like, a lot of people are starting their business, but they're not doing it the right way. I was like, let me see what can happen if I take what I'm doing at my 9-to-5 and start doing it for other people. And man, I started off doing that. I remember one of my first few clients was a tax company. They paid me $5,000.
So pause real quick. I like where we're going with this.
Yep.
What did you work for, like a consulting firm?
I worked for a gas company in Columbus, but I would work with the consultants that they would hire to basically do the internal stuff.
Yeah. So they would hire a consultant to come in to help with the process improvement and figure out the necessary things, and you was helping implement it.
Exactly, I was like the implementation part of it. They hired McKinsey. So
I was just about to ask you, was it McKinsey, right?
Yep.
Because McKinsey a big dog.
Yep.
So what would you say? I don't know if you know it 100%, but if you do, what would this gas company go pay a McKinsey to come in?
Oh.
Not even no implementation. Just to come in, just to kind of consult and be like, here's what needs to be done. Well, average.
Millions.
Yeah. Right.
For
what kind? How long of an engagement?
Like 6 months.
For like a 6-month engagement, it's millions to come in and do that.
Yeah.
And this ain't even no implementation.
Yeah.
It's like this coming in big picture.
Telling us what to do.
Telling you what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give that context because like sometimes people will come on board and they'll come work with you or somebody like us and we'll be like, well, it's X amount. And they'll be like, whether it's 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 or whatever. Yeah. But it's like, that's actually pennies because like even with us, I was like, I want to bring the McKinsey level consulting to small business owners who aren't necessarily ready to hire like a McKinsey. Yeah. So it's interesting you said that. So all right, cool. So you said they was paying you $5,000 a month, I think you said.
No, so I did it for a tax company and they paid me $5,000 for a project that took me like a few hours a week. And then that was like the first time I experienced getting paid a high amount where I wasn't getting paid based on my time. I was getting paid on value, the value I provided. So that's when it clicked for me. I'm like, man,
there's something here.
This is how wealthy people make money, right? They get paid based on value and not the time that they put in. And that's when it opened the doors for me. That's when I really started. And it's been ups and downs, man. Like I'm super transparent on this journey. It was not easy. It started off easy, right? It started off like, oh, snap, these people paying me. Yeah. But then it was like a roller coaster for honestly a few years. But this past year we've been growing like really fast, which has been pretty dope. But yeah, man, I learned that stuff in corporate. I realized man, I saved this corporation. I would do small stuff at my 9 to 5. And it'll be like, oh, we just saved them $50,000. We just saved them a few $100,000 from small projects that I was doing. I'm like, yeah, they'll give you a bonus, but it's like the bonus doesn't touch how much you're really saving.
100%.
Whereas it's like, okay, when I do it for myself, okay, this is dope because now people are like, oh, you made me $100,000, so yes, I'll pay you 15 or 20 grand, right? So they're paying you based on that value. So that's how I started, man. I started there and just been really just doubling down, over the past few years.
You're probably like, whoa, Marquel, slow down. If you're enjoying the show so far, you may be wondering, how do you actually become a guest? Now, this isn't a platform where anybody can just get on. You gotta be in a specific area of your business where we can really do a solid deep dive. If you wanna be a guest on an upcoming episode, all you gotta do is go to strategicscaleguest.com. strategicscaleguest.com. There is an application process, so go over there, answer a couple simple questions, watch the quick video that I have there, answer a couple simple questions, and if you meet the criteria, our team will reach out to you and we'll get it scheduled and we can figure out if you're gonna come to our office where we do a deep dive or we come to your office. So go ahead, strategicscaleguest.com. Let's get back into the show. So you were doing initially, because I know you were doing, when you doing Done For You ads at one point as well?
I was, and that was one of my issues. I was doing a bunch of different things. But we were doing Done For You ads. We were doing sales funnels. We were doing CRM build outs. Okay. We were doing operation stuff.
So kind of what everybody needs, whatever they needed. And then so how long ago did you lock in specific, like, hey, I'm gonna lock in on this?
I'll probably say, so I've been on this journey for 4 years, about 3.5, 4 years. I want to say probably about a year and a half ago. About a year and a half was when I was like, okay, I'm not being this expert on funnels. I'm not going to keep doing ads for people. Like, I'd rather show ads are so easy. You can just do them yourself now. Yeah. So that's when I said, okay, I'm going to focus specifically on this one piece. And man, my life became so much easier when I did that.
Just focus on the system stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then all right, cool. So now, where's the business now? Where are you looking to get it to?
Yeah, so right now we're at about, on average, about 50 to 60K a month. We're trying to get to that point where we're hitting a consistent 6 figures a month. We did hit a 6-figure month late last year.
Right, congrats.
That was our first one. Thank you, man. It felt good, but it's for some reason, even though you hit it, you're like, where's all the money at?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, right? It's a real, but like, it's interesting, bro. It's like, people don't, bro, it's like, so one of the reasons, when you get a second, bro, check out the new structure of the show that we're doing as well. Because we're going to alternate between these deep dives and the other structure.
I'm going to check it out.
Because the whole angle is, it's still a strategic scale show, but it's like Confessions of a Recovering Workaholic, right? So, and we're talking about like the stuff that don't be talked about. So like you said, well, I hit it, but it's like, well, the bread is. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, yeah, it was cool. So we talk about a lot of that, and me and bro was talking last time. Whereas like on the internet, it's such a false narrative.
Oh man.
Or not even just on the internet, just business in general is just a false narrative. Whereas like we'll see a webinar or we'll see a thing or whatever, and the person is like, hey, you know, I struggled my whole life, blah, 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 and I discovered this one little hack or this one play, and then it's been up and to the right ever since then. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And then they'll sell people on that type of stuff. So I'm so glad that you like transparent in that way. So
yeah.
All right. So he said,
just to touch on that too, bro. Just for the listeners, man. Like, I was one of those people who would hit high numbers in my business, and I would feel like it wasn't good enough because I would see the noise on the internet.
Yep.
So I would start thinking, I'm like, yo, I set this goal, I hit this goal, but then I see stuff on the internet just like subconscious, not even thinking about it.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, like, I'm not really hitting my goals.
Yeah.
But then, like, shout out to my mentor, Elijah Boyd. You know Boyd.
My guy.
Because he set me straight. He like, listen, first of all, they're lying, right?
Yeah.
That was the first thing he says. Like, most of the stuff you're seeing, he's like, you're comparing yourself to lies, and then also, like, you're doing this for you. You're not doing it for other people. So I had to internally, like, fight that battle for a while. And then once I got over it, man, life has been lit since, because I really don't pay attention to the noise out there because it is just a distraction.
Yeah, that's what I tell people, man. One of the best things you can do is stay off of social media.
Yeah.
Or like really limit it, because like you will begin to subconsciously compare yourself, and a lot of stuff is lies anyway. So it's like, cats don't be owning it. Cats ain't owning that stuff, and it ain't their stuff, and it's like these numbers of top line revenue is not even collected. It's like just focus on your game and then lock in. So that's good stuff, bro. So all right, perfect. So we know where we at. We know we want to go. Based on this conversation, if you say, okay, Marquel, if I walk away with this would be a game changer for me. So that way we know what we want to dig into.
Man, honestly, it will be a more defined plan.
Okay.
I think that I've been getting more alignment, but I think still stuff is a little scattered on how I do things. And then also, I'll be honest, man, I'll be nervous to like put those dollars in ads sometimes. Like, I'll constantly get a 5 to 10x ROI on my ad spend.
Constantly.
Like, consistently, man. And it's like, for some reason, it's like, I'll be scared to pull the trigger. Like, I talk to her about it all the time. I'll be like, man, all right, I'm going to go spend 6K on this event. And then for some reason, man, I'll go in there and end up spending like 4K. I don't spend the whole budget. And then we still hit like a 5, 6X on the front end, especially for events. So, man, I really want to be able to say, okay, here's a defined plan. And honestly, a lot of times, man, it'd be confidence, you know, because I built so many businesses I built everyone else's business. Yeah. And that's why I've been stuck. I was stuck for a long time because I was helping these guys hit 6-figure months, you know, $300,000 challenges, right? Like I'm helping them hit these numbers, but I was struggling to do it for myself. So I want to be able to have a plan where it's like, okay, consistent 6 figures per month, consistent like offer, right? Because it's the same offer, which we finally got to where it's like the same offer we're selling. But yeah, just like that plan to say, here's how you can consistently hit 6 figures per month.
Perfect.
Hold on real quick. And that's so good. I'm glad you said that. I think one of the things that comes to mind when I hear you say that, because we talk about the whole person, like when you think about how do you feel about yourself in business right now, and how do you want to be feeling as a result of like leaving this conversation and with that game plan? Like, talk to me about that.
I think it's more clarity, right? I think I got to the point. I really used to face like imposter syndrome really tough, man. And that's something like me and Shane go through a lot. Like just having conversations. She's like, "Yo, like you've already done this. Like, why are you even thinking twice about it?" So I will always have these internal battles. Like, "Yo, am I really like? Should I really be doing this?" You know. So I would have those conversations with myself all the time, right? Now I think that will block me a lot. But now I'm to the point like it's like, yo, we gotta let it fly now. You know, like we took the risk, right? We're doing the things that we said we wanted to do. I'm past where I wanted to be in general, honestly. So I'm like super happy where I'm at. But it's like, okay, how can I put some gasoline on it to really build this thing out?
Yeah, that makes sense. And the fascinating thing is, bro, it's like you can find yourself having imposter syndrome or feeling like an imposter because you're comparing yourself to imposters.
Yeah.
Right? Right. So bro, my brother Dre, my business partner and our co-founder, he said something so powerful when he was talking about imposter syndrome. And essentially I was watching something the other day and it was basically like imposter syndrome is just a fancy word for just insecurity. Right? So basically he was talking about so Dre was talking about he was using the example. You ever watched American Greed? You familiar with it?
Yep.
He was like, bro, he's obsessed with American Greed. And he was like, when you watch American Greed and you hear these stories about real legit imposters, real legit scam artists, he was like, they never have imposter syndrome. he was like, they are really sold on this idea that they're that person, right? The person we was talking about a little while ago before we started, we ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah.
But my man took advantage of all these individuals knowing he wasn't gonna be delivered. A real life imposter. Doing all the flash, doing all the stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
But it was like, you know that you aren't really that. But sleep good at night. Right? And then on the flip side, you have somebody who's a real one.
Yeah.
I'll be comparing themselves to this fakeness, some real imposters, and then be caught up.
Man, it's crazy, man. I remember like I would just look at like, for example, just the simple things. I would look at everyone's car that they were buying, right? And it's like, man, I'm like, do I need a Lambo? You know what I mean? It's like, no, I don't even want a Lambo.
You don't even want a Lambo.
Yeah, like I don't even know. And so then it's just like, yo, I really gotta like level set myself. And I spent like we spent time just like, what do we want life to look like? Like what car do we want? What house we want?
Yeah.
And that's when like alignment just really happened.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
It's bro. I was with a buddy of mine. They was looking at cars. We was at a dealership, and this was years ago, and it had a Ferrari out there, and I was like, I just got in it, and I was like, this thing is so small. I'm like. Why would somebody want to drive one of these? It's like so small, and I'm a smaller guy. But I be saying like bigger brothers, like 6 something. I'm like, there's no way you can be comfortable sitting in this joint. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it just looks good now.
But I'd rather look good than feel good.
I'd rather look good than feel good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy. But like, it's this thing called mimetic desire, right? And mimetic desire basically is like you start seeing other people with stuff, and you want to mimic those specific things. So you're like, well, dang, I should have a Lambo. Or, maybe I should go get a Rolex because everybody got Rolexes. Or maybe I ain't winning because I don't got a Rolex, right? Or maybe I ain't winning because I don't got, this type of fit. Or I ain't winning because I don't got it. So it's a very fascinating thing, especially for our culture.
Yeah.
Because our culture, speaking of black culture, is very aspirational. So it's like, it's more important to look like it. Because like if you go to like, this is just what it is. If we go to like a black conference, and it's like everybody got their best, flashy, the whole nine,
to the
T. To the T. You go to like some of these white conferences, and it's like some of the speakers got the same thing on 3 days.
Yeah, you got a t-shirt and slacks.
Me and Dre was at one time, and I was like, hey, don't my man got the same thing? It was one of the speakers, like, told to be doing his number. I'm like, don't my man got the same thing on from yesterday? And he was like, I think so. It's like they got flip-flops, come on the stage barefoot, the whole nine, right? And it's like, it's not a better, but it's just fascinating to see, bro. So shout out to you, bro, for that. So for that level of awareness, because that's big. So all right, so you said define plan to scale from, and now you said 6-figure months. Yeah. What would you say? Because like 6-figure months could be 100,000 to 999,000.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
To hit my freedom number and everything that I need, it's 100,000 per month.
100,000 per month.
Yeah.
Top line.
Yeah, top line.
Okay, perfect. So let's get to it. So let's jump over here and then let's go. Thank you, brother. Record 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get it. So where we going is 100,000 a month. And bro, you said something so powerful. I don't want this to go over nobody's head. You said my freedom number is 100,000 a month. So define freedom number for those who are like, what's a freedom number? Define that.
Man, it's so funny because I remember we actually did this when we were in Greece. So we went to Greece, and I sat down for like an hour, literally going back and forth with ChatGPT to lay out my expenses. So freedom number is literally how much does it cost per month for you to maintain your lifestyle?
Current or ideal lifestyle?
Current.
Okay.
So, well, ideal as I want to get there.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like literally laying out like, all right, well, how much is the mortgage? How much is the investments? How much do we want to save? Like it was laying out all these different things. So I had to figure out how much do I have to pay myself.
Yeah.
And so when I came up with that number, I looked at the profitability of the business and understanding that as we get more revenue, like obviously the profit goes down a little bit, the percentage. That's very common where if let's say I'm making 50 grand where we are now, and my margin is like 60%.
Yeah.
I know if I hit 100, it's probably gonna go down to like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
So my freedom number is like, how can I maintain my ideal lifestyle with a full level of peace, not having to think about any type of financial stress at all?
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: how when you landed on that number, how different was this number compared to what you thought it was?
Oh man, yo, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to sit there for a second.
It was like half. Like it was like what I thought I wanted. It was like I thought that I needed to take home like 100,000 a month profit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But in reality, when I laid out my expenses, savings plans, all of that, taking care of like I'm talking about like extensive saving, like investing in real estate, all of that.
Yep.
Bro, it was like a quarter of it.
Yep.
It was like, and I'm like, yo, I'm stressing myself out to hit this number that I don't even need, being made off of just fake stuff that I'm seeing, right?
Just what you're seeing.
Yeah, and bro, ever since we came back from Greece, like my level of just internal peace has just been like through the roof.
I love it. Hey, real quick, I know we're going deep right now. However, if you're watching this and you're a business owner, you want to take your business to the next level, you want to scale your business and have a business that can run without you, without running you in the ground, and you want to generate more leads, more clients, or you want to put the systems in place so your business can run like a well-oiled machine, make sure you check in the description section of this video. We got a ton of free resources for you. Go ahead and get those right now. Stop right now. Go ahead and get those resources, and let's get right back into the show. That's why I wanted to sit there, because a lot of times, so I was chatting with a client one time, and we were talking about top line revenue, take home. We were talking about the whole thing, and I was like, "What's y'all number?" And she was like, $1 million a year. And she was like, I was like, take home? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, why you want to take $1 million take home? And I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with it, but why?
Yeah.
And she was like, because my biggest thing is like optimizing for closer versus more. Like what do you really want life-wise?
Yep.
Optimizing for moving closer to that versus like, okay, I need to do more.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? And she was like, well, I want to contribute to this. I want to do this. I want to do that. I was like, cool. I was like, you need $1 million. Have you actually did the math and realized that you need $1 million take home to do that? And she was like, well, no, I haven't done the math on it. I was like, let's do the math so we can actually see. And it's like what I found over and over and over again, even for myself, is that the number isn't anywhere near what you think it is. It's
close.
actually way lower than what you think it is. So one of the things I used to say is like, you really aren't in business yet until you make at least $1 million a year. Like everybody should thrive to make at least $1 million a year. But quite frankly, you, depending on the type of business you want to build and what you want, you might not need to make $1 million a year. You might could make $500,000, take home 300, and be good.
Yep.
You might not want to make no more than that.
Yeah.
You might want to make $500,000, take home 100, 200, and you're actually good.
Yeah.
Or you might want to make less, or you might want to make more. But it's like sometimes we don't take that time away like you did in Greece to really sit down and actually do the math and then optimize, for that. Because you might want to have a leaner team.
Yeah.
Not a big team, right? And doing those things like that. So that makes perfect sense. So we did an event, I'm Kevin Ted, we did an event 2 years ago, September, massive event, 400 and something people registered, lights, camera, action, whole 9 yards. Spent probably almost like $200,000 to do the event. And it was cool. It looked great for the internet, the whole 9, right? It looked great.
He downplayed it. It was fire. The event looked phenomenal. It looked great. It was a movie.
It was a movie. It was crazy. I'm talking about the whole 9, bro. We had a DJ. The DJ brought an MC.
Whole spot when you walk in, it's we
had an MC. But we had a backstage. It was a whole. We had the whole. We got the Westin by Lennox. You know, you been to Lennox before in Atlanta?
Yeah.
So we was in Buckhead. We got the Westin. Was at the Westin. When you walk in, we had the wrap. You know, the whole nine
going up the escalators, on the elevators was covered.
Bro. We pulled all the stops, bro. We pulled all the stops, bro. And it was cool, but at the end, I still didn't feel fulfilled though.
Yeah.
Because I know the people didn't get impacted the way they could have. Because like in bigger events, you can hide.
Yeah.
In a smaller, more intimate event, you can't hide.
Right.
At the end of the event, I know everybody's name in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's where I'm really more fulfilled with 25, 30, 40, 50 people in the room. And I know everybody versus 400 or something. And most people, they're going to hide. They're going to feel the type of way in the whole 9 yards, right? So, but I thought that's what we should have been optimizing for based on where we were. I felt like that was the next level. And it was like, nah, bro, that ain't what it is. So this is good. So, all right. So 100,000. So 50,000. Let's look at, so we had 50. If we had 50 and we want to go here. So what's the current price point?
Right now we're at 6K.
6K. So 6K price point. And then we want to go, so if 6K, and this is one time, is there any recurring or?
So that's kind of where we're going. That's when I was telling you, like, we're really focused on like customer success right now.
Okay.
Because the plan is to get them in this 6K, kind of an intro for 90 days of consulting.
Okay, 90 days.
And then get them on a high ticket recurring after. So anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 per month after
the 90 days.
Yeah, after the 90 days.
So when they come on for 6K for 90 days, is this done for you or is this what's kind
of? It's like done with you. You know, I start off, I give them an onboarding call.
One-on-one?
Yeah, one-on-one.
With you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do a one-on-one call. I'm able to basically take things from that call, use like AI, my GPT bots and everything, and literally build all their assets, pass it off to my team, and then my team is able to take care of everything else. And then they do get a channel that they can use to communicate if they need help or support and things like that for 90 days.
Got it. And then who's doing the GPT build out? You?
So yeah, it takes me like 15 minutes. Yeah,
Right.
So I come in, I take the recording, plug it into ChatGPT. I can build out their avatar sheets, their SOP skeletons, baseline SOPs that they need, everything like that. So yeah, I'm able to build it all out.
Okay, cool. And then you hand it over to the team.
Yeah, hand it over to the team, and then my client success manager takes care of everything after that.
And then you out of the park.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then then you said GPT build out.
We do calls with them though, so we do about anywhere from 2 to 3 calls per month, where
Group?
it's like just Q&A.
Group calls. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you said 2 to 3 calls per month.
Then they have office hours with my team as well. So my team, like they're doing one right now actually, where they'll just send a blast text, you got questions on your project, things like that, come in. So the team does these office hours. That helps a lot. That's been helping a lot.
Cool. And how often are you doing calls?
I do calls every other week typically.
Okay, and then the team is handling them other than that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, good. And then so 90 days, 6K, and then the prompt. So they're enrolling 90 days. They're gonna walk away with what?
90 days. They're gonna have their SOPs built out. They're gonna have their funnel's gonna be optimized, because what we do is a lot of times their language is so bad that they're attracting so many bad people. So we literally kind of revise their copy and all of that stuff. And then we also will lay out their roles and responsibilities for people they hire. The dope thing is a lot of people hire their virtual assistants from us. So we'll tell them what people they need, and then they'll come to us to get those people and place them in a business. So we just go to the Philippines, and we have a pretty big like HR team that handles all of that and stuff like that too.
And is that an additional offer or?
Yeah, that's an additional.
How much is that extra?
So that's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 a month, based on how many hours they want from the virtual assistant.
Okay.
It's about, for our VAs, we do about 50% profit margins on them. So if the VA costs us $5 per hour, we'll charge a client $10.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. All right, cool. And then how many clients, so your existing capacity, how many, because like essentially, so 6K, 100K divided by 6K is what? 100K divided by 6K. So about 17 clients a month.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what's your current capacity?
I'll say as far as new clients, and this is another thing that we've been dealing with, is a lot of the clients don't give us the stuff that we need. to do the stuff for them.
100%.
And they'll come back months later and try to come, and it's like, no, now you're interfering with the new people we enroll, and you're messing up our capacity. So we've been dealing with that. We actually updated our contract that, like, hey, if you don't give us the stuff, if you go 7 to 10 days without responding, you basically forfeit the program. Or if you want to start back up, it's a fee now. You got to pay an extra fee to get back on board, because that's what happens, man. Like, they're busy CEOs. They don't come back. They don't respond. So our current capacity, we can handle about, I do it by week. We can handle about 4 clients per week to onboard. So 16.
Okay, so you can handle that. So that 17 clients per month, you got the capacity for that. Okay, cool. And you would say, so 17 clients per month.
I would say a lot of them do split pays. A lot of clients do split pays.
What percentage you would say?
I would say probably, let's say if we get 10 people, I'll say we'll probably get about 2 to 3 pay in fulls, and then we'll probably get about five of them to do split pays, and then we get some people who try to extend the payment plans, or they'll put a deposit down and pay like later. We won't start the work until they meet that threshold. So we'll get some people who are just on payment plans. So, and I think that's something that I didn't realize in business, right? Was like, we think of like, okay, we got this offer for $6K. And it's like, okay, so I just need this many people, but then I don't ever like account for cash collected versus contract size. So yeah, that's kind of where we are on cash collections.
Got it. So 6K paid in full, or what's the other like?
Split pay. So 3K.
3K. So 3K times 2. And then you said sometimes people want to break it out even longer.
Right, yeah, we'll let them break it out, but we won't start the work until they meet. At least, we go back and forth, it varies by person, but until they pay up at least 2 to 3K, we won't start any work.
Start the work?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
We'll give them access to stuff and things like that, but we won't start the work.
That makes sense. All right, cool. And then so on average, what's like your average, and I know your main enrollment model is your 2-day event, right?
Yep. 2-day virtual event that we run, I would say on average every other week, so about 2 times per month.
Okay, so 2-day virtual event.
And then every other month we do an in-person event that we've been doing that's been really killing it. When I think about where I really need to double down, it's on that, man. I mean, we'll spend 2 to 3K on ads and walk away with like 25K. Like the last one, the last one we did, that's ad spend, so obviously we got the cost of running event and things like that, but solely on ad spend, like the last one, I think, the first one we did, we spent like 2K, we walked out with about 20K cash collected. The second one we did, we spent like, I think we spent like 3.5, and we walked away with about 25 to 30K cash
Same
collected.
Offer?
Yep, same offer.
Got it. And you do those in Columbus?
Yep, I do them in Columbus.
How do you sell seats to it?
It's free. So we do a free, it's a free event. We run local ads. So we run ads for all of Ohio. Sometimes we'll put the surrounding people in, but yeah, we just run ads. Hey, come spend, a day with us. It's a 1-day mastermind. We've done that twice so far. And yeah, it's just been free. I was going to do paid, but man, with paid, it's like we got to do like these webinars and sell tickets and stuff. Whereas if it's free, it's like we just let it fly.
How many of those have you done?
So we've done 2 of them.
This year?
Yep.
So you did 1-day mastermind, free.
Yep.
And then you go ads to registration. And these are Saturday?
Yep, it's Saturday. Yep.
And how long?
10 to 5.
Okay, 10 to 5.
Yeah, 10 to 5, 10 to 6, around there.
Okay, cool. And then you pitch them into the 6K.
Yep.
You just have them do a deposit. Same thing, you just have them do a deposit, then speak to someone on the team? All right, cool.
Yep. And we do 3-day car closes. Like that's something else that I get just from Bowie as well. We just do 3-day cars. So we don't do high pressure, like, jump in right now. It's like, car closes in 3 days. And that's been working. Like I think people appreciate it too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like a big pitch fest. Like it's really just like, here's a transformation that you need to create. Here's how we can help you. You got 3 days to decide. And I think people really appreciate it.
Got it. And then how far out do you turn those ads on?
10 to 14 days.
10 to 14 days.
Yeah. It's not a long period at all.
And then how far out do you turn the ads on for this event, the 2-day event?
Same thing.
10 to 14 days.
Yeah. Sometimes about 7.
So every other week you do a 2-day, and then you said once a month you do
every other month.
Every other month,
yeah,
you do a. Got it.
just because of the logistics and stuff with in person. But it's so much easier now because we've done it so many times. So it's like all of the like the banners and stuff, like it's already done. And I literally do, and this is something that like blows people's mind, but they don't think about this when it comes to like making your business simple. I literally take the 2-day presentation and I just do it in person. Like I don't change anything.
That makes sense. That's super fair. Okay, cool. So you can, and then so your capacity every month is 4 clients a week.
Yeah.
All right. So when was the last time you did the one day in person?
That was last month, June. Was it last month? When was the last in person? Yep, June. Yep, last.
So when is the next one?
The next one is next month in August.
And you already started. So you haven't started promoting.
I haven't started promoting it yet.
All right, cool. So when you do the 2-day event, what's the like? Give me the numbers. So it's like you get X amount of registrants, X amount of show up. Let's walk through that.
Yep. So on average, I'll spend usually on the 2 days, I spend anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. I'll say $1,500.
1,000 to 1,500 to spend.
Yep, that's how much I'll spend to promote the 2-day intensives.
Okay.
We'll get about, because our cost per lead is usually around $15 to $20.
Yeah.
It was higher at one point in time, but I think we figured out how to like optimize it a little bit. So that would be, so we'll get about, that makes sense. Yeah, we get about 100 people to register.
Okay.
We'll get about 25 to 30 people to join. So we do usually get about a 20 to 30% show rate, which is good.
Okay.
It could be better though. I think there's some things we could fix on it. So we'll get about that many people to join. Typically we will be closing on those. We'll close about 2 to 3 people.
2 to 3 calls.
Yep.
Nah. I don't know who that is. So 2 to 3 close.
Yeah, 2 to 3 closes on average when we do those. And I know that's where I really need to pump the volume up too. When we did try to scale it, our text messages had some issues, unfortunately. Go high level, like our number got a bad reputation or something. So when we tried to scale it, our show rate tanked because of the text. But we did some things, the texts are back. So we're kind of ramping them back up. The first one did really well that we just did this week actually. We did it this week. That one did really well. We had a good show rate, numbers look good, everything like that. So I want to scale it up to about 3K when we do those.
Got it. How many of you, so you've been doing this 2-day event, how long?
We've been doing them for about 4 months so far.
So you've done 4 of them?
I was doing them every week at first, but that's too high of a frequency.
Okay.
So we slowed it down to every other week. So I've done at least 7 to 8 of them.
Have you compared the numbers, doing them every week and doing them every 2 weeks?
Yeah, so far the every 2 weeks, like it blew it out the water.
Blew out the water. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So you've done every other week, and you've done how many registrants total you've had come through every other week since you've been doing it that way?
So we've only done 2 of them every other week, and it was around the same numbers, 100 people. We usually get about 100 people to join, and it was around the same people that.
So you get it. So basically, you're averaging about 2 to 3% registrant to close percentage.
Yeah.
That's solid.
That's a number I never even thought about.
Yeah.
yeah, about 2 to 3.
Because I'll give you some context. So we typically look to get like 1% lead to registration.
That makes sense. Okay, lead to registration or lead to close?
I apologize. Registration to close.
Okay.
Like lead to close, we're looking at like a 1% overall.
Okay, that makes sense, and that's been like that's been like a good baseline you guys have been able to follow.
And I was even listening to somebody the other day, and they shoot based on his numbers because he was like, "Hey, I'm looking to get 1 million people to download this free thing," and he was like, "We're looking to get what was his number?" He said 5,000 clients. Paying them $2,000 a month. And I ran the numbers. I was like, oh, so that's 0.5%. So he's looking for 0.5% to join.
Dang, that's solid.
So you killing it.
Yeah.
Somebody kind of give you this content so you kind of know like you're at 2 to 3%. Most people who track this would like 2 to 3% is like.
They'll spend every dollar they own.
100%. Because most people ain't doing 2 to 3% lead to sale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all right, cool. So we there 2 to 3% close. So you said you're spending $1,500, and then top line, well, in sales you're making $18,000 essentially.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah. I would say cash collected normally if I spend like 1,500 on ads, we'll cash collect at least anywhere from like 6 to 10K on average. Like
Cash collected.
Yeah.
And you're doing that every month. I mean, every other week.
Every other week, yep.
So 10K cash collected, and then projected cash is going to be another. So, because it's you're gonna collect another 8 the following month.
Yeah, and that's what I'm now experiencing, those cash collections from future months now too.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing
for this money.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. It's a 100%
Yeah.
a beautiful, because eventually you'll get to a point where you got 100K coming in this month just from previous month's payments. You know what I'm saying? So it compounds. Because I've heard people say, well, payment plans aren't really. Because people say, when they talk about recurring, they say, well, payment plans aren't recurring revenue. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. It's 100%. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to sell us on your point of view. But I think it is recurring revenue. Because
Yeah.
like somebody can cancel a recurring payment, a membership, just like they can default on the payment plan.
Right.
So like, what's the difference?
It's the same
other than
thing.
semantics. I mean, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
That makes sense.
so good. So we at this point. All right, perfect. So you want to, so right now you're getting 2 to 3 clients a month. I mean, I apologize. Every 2 weeks from this model. Ideally, you want to go from 2 to 3 to what? Because if we want to get 17 a month, then we got to get 8 every 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's ideally where we want to go, because we got other campaigns, right? And they're kind of things on the side. And then obviously, I think we talked about it. Like, people will come who've been rocking with us for a while, just find us on Instagram, like, yo, I'm ready to rock, and they'll just get on a call with the sales team.
Yeah.
So we still have those other things going on.
Yeah.
But I do want most of our income to come from the 2-day intensives, because the audience is better. They're more educated, right?
Yeah.
They spent this time with us, so it's easier to get them a result.
Yeah.
So that's something else we're realizing, is like, these people that are coming to these sessions who are active, paying attention, they're going to pay attention in the program too, and actually get the result. So I really want more people to come from the 2-day intensives.
Because your cost to acquire right now is just $500.
Yeah. That is a number that we've been tracking too. So yeah, it does cost us about that. We do have a VSL running to a cold audience right now. It's been cooking. It's getting about a 3x cash collecting on the front end. That's something we've been running for like 30 days just to see, and it is starting to get some momentum.
3x cash collected.
Yeah,
So it's like, why wouldn't you just turn up the spin, bro?
I don't know, man.
That's what I'm just trying to figure out, Shan. It's like, what's going on? It's like you printing money. It's like because your cost to acquire. What's the cost to acquire on the VSL?
The VSL is higher now. The VSL, so far, we got 2 customers. It's cost us about $1,000 to acquire a customer, and we collected $3K from each of those people.
And that's pushing into the sales team.
Right. That's just straight to the sales team. His close rate isn't as high as I want off those VSLs because they're so cold.
Yeah.
The objection he's getting hit with, well, I just found you guys yesterday.
So what's his close percentage?
His close, we haven't been tracking at the level I would like to. If I can take a guess, which I know this is super bad to do, I would think he's at about 10 to 15%.
What is it from the events?
From the events, oh man, from the events it's like 25, 30.
Got it.
But they're already, they put a deposit down though, right?
And you're getting a 6x on the 2 days.
Yeah.
On the 2-day virtual event, you're getting a 6x ROAS.
Yeah.
On there, you're getting a 3x ROAS. Any reason you won't just double down and just run everything here?
I think, man, like, I've had situations, I think, where I have doubled the ads and it like just tanks.
Well, not even necessarily double the ads, but just like gradually increase. 'Cause I think the beautiful thing, even with the VSL, is like, I think, because your lead cost is how much on those?
Now, the lead cost on those are $25.
On the VSL?
Yep. They're higher.
Interesting.
But I will say that
Is that higher quality though?
Is way higher quality. He's
Okay.
like, every call he's getting on is good. And I give them the VSL up front. So I'm not making them opt in to watch the VSL. The VSL is there. And it's like, hey, if you want to book a call, opt in.
Ah, so the $25 per what?
I wouldn't say application because I'm still making them opt in because when I was doing the application, it wasn't feeding Facebook enough data.
Okay.
Because not enough people were opting in.
Got it.
So when we changed it to opt in versus application, like they opt in and then go to the application. But the opt in is like, hey, do you want to book a call? Fill out the information below and we'll send you a calendar link. And then we send them the application. So it's costing $25
to get somebody to. So you're getting $25 to get somebody to attempt to book who wants to book a call.
Right, exactly.
And then how many of those are booking a call? What's that percentage?
We've been getting, I'm gonna give you the exact number. I think about 50% of those people have been applying.
So you spend about $50 per book call then?
Nah, it ain't $50. It is like 80. It is around 80 bucks.
So less than $100 per book call.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And he's been getting, like, the show rate tanked a little bit on some days. I mean, you know how it goes.
And is that a video ad that you're running? So you're running a video ad to that?
To a 12-minute video.
To a 12-minute video. All right, for your 2-day intensives, are you retargeting everybody who watched that video ad?
For my 2? No. I will send them a text message to join the 2-day intensives, but I'm not running ads to retarget them.
But I'm talking about just the people, because there's people who go to that page who don't try to book a call.
Right.
Are you retargeting them back to the 2-day intensive?
So that was the first time, this past 2-day intensive was the first time we've invited people who opted in from this VSL. Yeah. And I think that's why the quality was so good. I think that's why this VSL, this 2-day intensive, I think I told you, we only spent $800 and we ended up cash collecting 6.5.
No, I'm saying the people who go, because it's like, in my mind, this is how I'm visualizing the funnel. Basically, you talking me to it. So they're going to the funnel.
Yep.
And the video is on the page. So they're going from ad straight to the video. And then underneath it is the button.
Yep.
When they want to book a call, they click on that button. Then there's a pop-up that takes them to the application page.
So the pop-up is not an application. It's just a form. They just put in their name, email address.
So they do the pop-up.
Yeah,
then
right
they get
there.
A form.
Yep. And then
the
go to the
form
application page.
Takes them to the application page.
Right.
And it's the application page over here. It immediately takes them to. I heard you say something. We're gonna text you a link to a form.
No. I say that that's just the language to
make sure they get it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna go to the application page. Perfect. And then
we have a 40% like when people opt in. So we've had 120 people opt in. 49 of those people went through the application.
So about 50%.
Yep.
So if we spend, so you said 49. You said 49 opted in.
Yep.
So 49.
120 opted in. 49 did the application.
Okay, perfect. So, all right, cool. And then, so what I'm saying, so obviously all these people who opt in, you're going to re-invite them to the 2-day.
Right.
What about the people who go to this page though, but don't opt in?
There's no opt-in, so I don't get them.
Are you pixeling this page?
I am, but I'm not retargeting it yet.
So what I would do is I would retarget them to the 2-day as well.
Good. Yeah, that's
But
good.
of course, everybody, because with the pixel setup, if they opt out of pixel tracking,
right? Yeah.
But you can still get some of them. The flip side though is all those people who watch your video ad. So like you can have because how long is your video ad?
About 1:30.
Are you pixeling people who watch 50% of the video or 100% of the video?
I'm not retargeting because it's already tracked in Facebook, isn't it?
So yeah, but you want to just build audiences.
Oh I haven't built the audience.
So bro, I would build an audience for everybody who's watched 100% of that video.
Okay.
And I would have everybody who watched 50% of that video. Yeah. And then also for your 2-day intensive, are you building audiences with the people who watch that video ad?
No.
Bro, build audiences with those. 100%. Because how long is that video?
I do the same ad format. It's about 1 minute to 1 minute.
Bro, I'll go in there and build out people who watch 100% of that video, people who watch 50% of that video, and retarget them to your 2-day intensives.
That makes sense.
Because those are leads. That's called we call it an invisible list. So it's like even if they don't go opt in, we still got them on a list because now you can retarget. And it's arguable. We can arguably say if we can run an ad to somebody in their newsfeed, it's better than us sending them an email.
Yeah.
Because we know they're gonna see their newsfeed.
Right.
But email 30% chance, 20% chance, depending on how high your open rates is or whatever, right? So I would build those audiences because all these people are because people who are going here to watch this video, they may just saw you for the first time, so they didn't opt in just yet. Yeah. But so we want them to 10 days out when you turn event ads on. Yeah. We want to bring them now into the 2-day intensive. So now when they see the events to the 2-day intensive, they're like, oh, this is my man again.
Yeah.
I got 2 days with me. Let me go check him out. And then I already saw the VSL and all that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man. That's like money going down.
That's money, bro. That's money. And let me share this well.
Yeah.
You doing content on your IG?
Not that much, man. IG be playing with me, man.
Are you doing social content at all?
A little bit.
On where?
I probably post like 1 or 2 times a week. Yeah. Oh, now my YouTube channel I have been dropping way more YouTube.
Okay, bet. Because all that stuff can be pixeled audiences.
Yeah. So people that watch it get back in front of them.
100%. So our stuff is set up where it's like anybody who engages, anybody who sends us a DM, anybody who engages with any of our IG content, anything you touch,
yeah,
we're gonna be in your news feed, right? Intentionally. So that's one thing I would do. Turn this into like an ecosystem. So it's like if we turn this, so like one of the things I've been talking about is funnels. The structure, the funnels still work, but it's like it's how it's done, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a time when we can take somebody from straight cold to a VSL
offer.
to opt-in for a 10K offer, no problem. You remember that, right?
Yeah. I miss those days.
You know what I'm saying? It's different now. So now we got to focus on the flywheel. So basically, how that works is like, so for example, your flywheel at the top is, let's just call it your VSL, right? So you got a VSL, 12-minute VSL. So that's essentially their first touch with you. And then from there, we want to bring them into your 2-day intensive, right? Yep. So then from your 2-day intensive, now they go into a call. Then they become a client. And then the client, of course, leads to client results. And then now you take those client results and now you just feed your VSL with that. Because now you can use those testimonies and so forth and so on,
That makes sense, yeah.
And
those VSL, those are very high intent leads. I mean, that's a very direct offer too.
100%.
Yeah.
So now it's like, this is their first touch with you.
Yeah.
And then they're going, and now those people who don't engage, people who book a call, who don't book a call, just watch the video, even just see the video, now we want to bring them into the 2-day intensive. And then from the 2-day intensive, now we bring them into a call.
Yeah.
And then some of those have you tested your local event outside of Columbus?
No.
Because you may consider doing US, or if you look at all your data, like all your client data, your list data, your ad data, and see which cities they're in. Because it's arguable, because you're in Columbus, I know Elijah is in Columbus, so it's easy for you to pull up at his event.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's arguable to say it'll be people who aren't in Columbus who will like pull up on you, who will like fly in.
I agree, yeah, and it makes sense because like some people will catch the ad, because Facebook makes mistakes, right? So on our last event, man, we did have people fly in from, it was a few, it wasn't a lot, but it was like 5 people that was like, yo, I'm from here, and they flew in.
Yeah, so even if you took, when you was doing your event, and you target everybody who's seen any of your videos, 25 to 50% of them, people who visited the page, people who've done these different actions, and then you ran an ad just to those warm people to come to your event. Because that's all audience that you're paying for.
Yeah, and I'm letting those dollars just burn away.
Yeah, so I would stay in front of them and like, hey, I'm doing this event in person, come pull up on me, come spend a day with me.
And these are people that watch the ads at least. You said 50%?
I would do an audience of 50% and 25%.
Okay.
And then I would do 100% because the video is so short.
Yeah.
And then I would test people who watched 100%, people who watched 50%, and then see which one convert better. Okay. But it's probably going to be very close because the video was short. Yeah. But I'll go 100%, 50%. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, yeah.
And go ahead.
Can you target people who click on, who actually visit I know like the pixels don't catch most people, but if they click on that learn more button, does Facebook track that?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can target anybody who clicked an ad, anybody engaged with an ad, anybody engaged with a post, anybody
That's what it's called, engagement.
Yeah, 100%. You can build audiences around all of that.
See, and I always heard recently like those audiences are more powerful because the data is so accurate compared to pixels and things, because it's Facebook's data.
Yeah, you build audiences around all of that.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Got you. No, that makes sense, and I can see. Because even like this was the first 2-day intensive where we invited people who were from that VSL. So 120 people opted into that VSL. And some of those people came in the room, and it was crazy because when we were doing Q&A and stuff about the offer, they were like, yeah, I've already been talking to our sales rep. Like,
exactly.
We've been talking to Dom already. I'm glad I came and got this clarity. And like this person, they're still working on paying, but like they're ready. Like they're literally calling their bank and trying to get the thing approved.
Bingo.
It was such an easy close. They were sold before they even came on.
Yeah, because they was in the flywheel.
Yep.
Because like, are you familiar with the 7-11-4?
Yeah, that's where. Let me break it. I'm gonna let you know if I'll be studying or not.
Okay.
So that is 7 platforms.
7 hours of content.
Oh, 7 hours of content, 11 touch points.
Yep.
Over 4
different locations.
Yep. Okay.
Boom.
Yep.
So it's like VSL location. They saw you on Instagram. They saw you on YouTube. Came to the 2-day intensive, 4 different locations. They had these different touch points. So they're watching your YouTube videos. They saw some podcasts you're on. All that content. They came to the event. The events are so clutch because the event itself is 7 hours of content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why events are so powerful. That's why like 5-day events or in-person events and all that is so powerful because it's forcing consumption of 5 to 7 hours of content. So now that I don't know you like that goes out of the door.
Yeah.
You got to like come up with something else because we done spent 7 hours together. You know
That
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense. Yeah. And 11 touch points, so that's like follow-ups, everything like that.
Follow-ups, these can be text messages, these can be like social touches, these can be emails, like all the different touches.
That makes sense. And it makes sense too because of the way the buyer's market is right now, right? It's people are tired of getting ripped off.
100%.
And so it makes sense. Like they actually study the person that they're buying from.
They're more discerning. They'll see your ad and now they're going to go to your Instagram and they'll just binge watch your content.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, this is my man. I want to have a conversation with him.
Yep.
Because I was talking to some clients before and I used it as an example. And one of my clients was like, well, it didn't take me that long. I actually just went, I saw your stuff and, had a call and then enrolled. But he was like, he watched his 7 hours of content in one day. So I was like, you still watched the 7 hours plus of content. You just did it in one day while some other person might have did it over 3 months or 6 months or a year or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's good. That makes sense. So like the ecosystem that you need is an ecosystem that constantly feeds this person more content.
100%.
And it's like forcing them, right? Because it's Facebook, because it's popping back up in front of them.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. And now they're consuming, they're sold on your beliefs, they understand your beliefs, your frameworks, and the whole nine, and now they're like, all right, I want to have a conversation.
Yeah, I think one of the struggles, I think like, just like most entrepreneurs, right? I think that we forget that it's not a race, right? And so sometimes we're like, oh, this person didn't buy from me now, so I'm not even thinking about these people because I'm only focused on the people that's buying now, when in reality, like those people are going to be ones that's probably contributing to your revenue more than the new people.
Yep. My boy Dre told a client, my business partner Dre, he told a client the other day, he was like, bro, one of the most gratifying feelings there is somebody who reaches out to you a year later and they enroll and they be like, I've been following you for a year. It's like, that's one of the most gratifying feelings.
Yeah.
Because they've been plugged in, right? Because people buy when they want to buy, not when we want them to buy. So we just our job is to be top of mind.
Yeah.
Because people go through these trigger moments in their life. And it's like, well, they just got laid off from their job. Now they're like, I need to double down on this business. Yeah. Or they're like, well, I had this agency who was running our sales or whatever, they laid off, or our ops person left. So now we need to fix this. So now I know Adrian helps do this. So it's like, when they go through those trigger moments, we got to be top of mind.
Be ready,
Or sometimes people are like, let me see, I saw my man, sounds like you know what he's talking about. Let me see how long he going to be around. Because I don't want to pay him. I paid somebody else's bread. And then they disappeared. So let me just kind of stay on his email list. Let me see what's up. I mean, I done had people who was on our list, they unsubscribed from the list, they got back on the list, and then, you know what I'm saying? So like people they're just watching. And the type of people you want to work with, they make decisions differently anyway because they done seen it all.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a very mature audience.
100%. They done seen it all. So it's like they buy differently as well. So they like, So now that's why it's so important to kind of have that ecosystem in place. Yeah. So now it's like they're gonna touch the VSL, they're gonna watch some of this, then some of them are gonna do this, some of them gonna book X amount, gonna book a call. Gonna opt in for this thing, but then book a call. What are y'all doing with those people who opt in to book a call but don't book a call?
We send them to the 2-day intensive.
Send them to the 2-day. Yeah. Is your closer reaching out to all those people, or do y'all got a text sequence going out?
We don't. We do have a text sequence that goes out. We got an AI bot that goes out. The follow-up isn't as clean on it, but I do know that we can be stronger on those. I think, like, in my mind, I'm like, the best way to convert those people are sending them to the 2-day intensive.
Yeah.
So I just only focus on getting them there.
The 2-day intensive, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then you got, how many video testimonies? I know you got a lot of video testimonies as well.
Yeah, we have probably about 20.
Are you running that? Are you using those into in your funnel?
I use them. They're inside of the VSL, but I'm not. Oh, yes. The VSL is actually ads.
The testimonials are ads.
Yes, testimonials.
Okay.
Yeah. So because the VSL, we were running like value content, but that wasn't hitting as good as the testimonials for some reason.
Okay.
And I think it's because I'm taking their audience. Like to be honest with you. So like I give you an example like Smitty. Like Smitty gave us one of our biggest testimonials. Like we were working with Smitty when he was at multiple six figures, put systems in, and now he's where he's at now, and he still has the same systems. So we run ads with him saying like, hey, my guy Adrian helped me with this. Those ads are actually converting like some of the best. But I'm not having a good mix of testimonials though. I think I'm only using like 2 of them.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So let's go. So that's the flywheel. Let's go back a little bit. So we got this. So I'm clear on that. And then what's you did the 1 day in person twice, right?
Yep.
What's your acquisition cost on that one?
Man, this last one we spent $3.5K and we got 6 clients enrolled on it. 6 people bought.
So you spent 3.5 on ads.
Yep.
How much is a hotel?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we spent probably $4,000 or $5,000 to run the event on top of that.
So you spent $5,000 total to run the event with ads.
Plus the ads, it was about 8.5.
So about 8.5.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So 8.5.
That was the number, right? Yeah, 8.5.
And then you got 6 clients.
Yeah, we got 6 clients from it.
And then so what's that? 85. So we got what? So you spend about what's that? 6. So you spend about what? 1,400 or so?
Yeah.
Per client.
We had a lot of people, man, who paid a good amount of their balance. Like I think 2 of those people paid in full, and like we had like 3 people do splits. So
coming out of the event, how profitable were you coming out of the event?
We ended up cash collected so far anywhere from 25 to 30K. I gotta look at the numbers, but it was for sure at least 25.
Coming out of the event, so you're already 3x. Bro, it's like you printing money. I'm trying to figure out, like, you printing money, bro.
It's man, I know.
Bro, it's like,
this is all new though, so I will say like this whole infrastructure, like this flywheel that you're like we've only been running it for like 3.
But even if we just take that out, your 2-day is proven.
Yeah, the 2 days proven. Yeah.
And you spending $500 per client.
Yeah.
For a 6K client.
Yeah.
Like
if you put it that way, it sounds crazy.
Yeah. If I was like, all right, Adrian, I'm gonna give you a blank check, and I know you're gonna go out and get $500. You're gonna get $6,000 clients for $500. Like, how many times would you do that?
As many times as I can.
So what's keeping you from just doing it?
Yeah, man. I think like sometimes it's like that internal thing. I think like I really have to fight it sometimes. I think I get nervous if it, and that's that corporate mindset I think I bring that I have to like fight against, right?
Yeah.
Like it's helped me so much, right? I help so many other people. It gives me like good systems, but I think sometimes it makes me play this like role of being afraid of too much risk. So I know like that's for this quarter when I did our quarterly plan. The first thing I said was we have to increase our ad spend each and every time. So far, and it's, man, I don't even want to tell you this, but I'll just tell you. Even this month, man, like we're already at like, we're halfway through the month and we're at like 34K, right? So we're on pace to pass kind of, where we've been, which is around 50 to 60. And bro, I've only spent, I think I checked, I think I spent like 3,500 on ads for it. Even though some of it was cash collection and stuff like that, but it's like I'm not spending enough though. I will admit I know I'm not.
So when you say to minimize risk, define risk. What does risk look like for you?
It would be spending more and like not getting my return on investment for it.
What does the return on investment have to be?
I'm always happy, man. Like especially on a front end, I'm always good at 3 or 4.
Have you had an instance when you weren't, where you didn't get 3 or 4?
We did, yeah. And I think I'm scarred because there was a time where I'm like, yo, this 2-day intensive is going crazy, and I'm like, I'm about to just crank it, right? I went from spending like $1,000 to $1,500 to promote it, and I spent like 3. And the text, but I will say the text messages messed up, and it tanked. Like we didn't make, like it was one point where I think we didn't make any money on one of the 2-day intensives, but we spent the most amount of money. So now I'm kind of like trying to re-kick it back off, and we ran it this was the first time we ran it in 2 weeks. And it's like, okay, this was good, like a lot of momentum. And so we're running it again later this month. And, the goal is to spend a little bit more on ads as well.
How much you spent? So how much you spent on this last one?
This last one, man, I spent a lot of them with the VSL leads, but we spent like 800.
Got it. And then how much you gonna spend on this next one?
This next one, we're gonna spend at least $250 a day. So I'm gonna end up spending about 1,500.
About 1,500. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how much you gonna spend on the next one?
The next one, the goal is I want to just slowly keep getting it closer to like 3K, and just again like keeping the numbers consistent.
So on average, so because you said most people do. What's the deposit people do?
500.
500.
Yeah.
And then from them doing it, so from because you do it, what days of the week?
I've been testing them. This most recent one I did Monday and Tuesday at noon.
You like that one?
Yeah, that was good. Wednesdays and Thursdays usually work best though.
And you do the offer on Tuesday or Monday?
I do it on the day too, on the second day.
So Tuesday you get $500 deposits coming in. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the window from deposit to more cash collect? Like, what's that?
They usually get on a call with like this one person. They put their deposit down, then the next day they paid the rest. So usually about 2 to 3 day window.
So by Friday, you pretty settled. Mm-hmm. So from Friday, so if you was to spend, let's say $1,500 on ads for the event, and let's say you get 3 deposits, because that's about average. Yeah. So 3 deposits. So just on deposits, you're at break even.
Yeah. How it's been ran recently, it's been breaking even from deposits.
All right. Mm-hmm. And then by Friday, you're up like 15K. Like, even if it's all payments, it's 9K. You up 9K.
Yeah. By Friday. That's pretty average. Mm-hmm.
Give or take, right? Mm-hmm. All right. And then so boom, so it's 1,500, 9K. And then acquisition is 500. So what if, let's say you spent more on ads, and let's say your acquisition cost went up to 1,000. Mm-hmm. And so 1,000, and let's just do a thought experiment. And then let's say you spent 6K, right? And then let's say your acquisition cost is at 1,000, you get 6 clients, and then you get the $500 deposits. So you're at 500 times 6. Yep. 3K. So you're at 3K that you collected, but by Friday you're gonna be around.
If they all do, on average, I would say split pay for.
If they all do 3.
Yeah.
So you'll be at 18K.
Yeah. Yeah.
By Friday.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So you'll still be you'll be at a 3x.
Mm-hmm. And that's if the cost per acquisition doubles.
And that's if the cost per acquisition doubles.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That gives me good clarity, man, because I always think about like, okay, worst case, right? And it's like worst case is, and then I've also just been learning, man, not to like tie my emotions and stuff to the results, right? Because it's like, we can show up, like we just show up, do what we do best, and the outcome's gonna be there.
That's it.
And if it doesn't, it's like, okay, life is still good.
Yeah, right? And you do it again because you know the formula works, and you know every event ain't gonna be the same. But you're like, hey, let's say this event do bomb, or don't hit the average, but you're not really looking at it, and that's a snapshot in time. Yeah. But it's like, hey, this event doesn't mean the system is broke. It just means this event. So now we look at the average over 90 days. Yeah. Or we look at the average over four events or 6 events or 12.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? Not because this one scenario doesn't dictate anything. It's just a snapshot in time. It's like if you're working out and you get on the scale, it's like what the scale says now is just a snapshot in time. Yeah. But if you look at the journey on the weight loss journey, it done been up and it been down, just like a bank account. When you look at your bank account, your bank account is just a snapshot in time. It's like that's what's in there now. Yeah. It don't mean nothing because you got some more deposits gonna hit tomorrow. You got some big deposits that got some withdrawals that just got hit. Yeah. But sometimes we'll get on that emotional roller coaster with like what's in there now. But it's like it's just a snapshot. Yeah. That makes so much sense, man. I even looking at these numbers, I'm like, even if the cost per acquisition was $1,500, right? It was still you printing money. Good. Yeah. Because look at it this way: you a smart guy, right? And you know math. Where else could you go? Because if you don't put it into ads, it just sits where? Yeah, it just sits. It just sits in your account anyway. Yeah. Where else could you go put? I tell people all the time, there's no better. You can't get a return on investment on your money nowhere better than ads. Yeah.
Yeah,
like nowhere. Like you can't go do it in real estate. You can't do it in Bitcoin. You can't do it in the stock market. You can't do it with Forex. You can't do it nowhere else. There's no better investment. You can put, let's say a 3x. So you get a 300% return on your money in 10 days.
Yeah.
Where else can you go put your money and do that?
Nowhere.
Even if you just got a 2x, even if you fell short and just got a 2x, where else could you have went and put that money and got a 200% return on it in 10 days?
Nowhere. Yeah. And that's like systems, right? And it's so crazy. And that's why I was looking forward to this conversation because like it's funny because Smitty and Darius, I was out with them and they were asking me like some similar questions like, yo, how much do you spend on ads, blah, blah. And I was breaking it down to them and they're like, yo, you're out here telling us to go spend all this money and you not spending it yourself. And I'm like, yeah, y'all got me. Like, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I gotta do, man. I gotta just trust the process more because the systems work. I mean, it's there. And then, I just think about just even the business. Now, I do have moments where I get worried about my fulfillment, right? So I will say that there's been moments where the numbers are hit clean, right? We'll onboard people, but then like I'm not satisfied with the onboarding process and things like that. So I'll go in and critique those. That's something we've been working on that's improved a lot lately. Like over these past, like I brought in somebody strictly on customer success. And that's even giving me more confidence to go out and be okay with enrolling 3 or 4 people. Because a few months ago, I wasn't even comfortable enrolling, 3 people a week.
Because as a system guy, it's like the only way to refine the system is to pressure test the system. It gotta break like sometimes business owners be afraid for the business to break a little bit. But it's like you gotta break it a little bit to pressure test it. You don't know what you got until you pressure test it a little bit. You only know that we're good at 2 or 3 clients or whatever, but it's like if you get an influx or something happens, it's like we need to pressure test this thing to see what's our true capacity. And if something breaks, you will be the only one that know. Or somebody on your team, and it's like, okay, we need to fix that. Let's fix this. Boom, boom, boom. But that's your language.
And I think the beautiful thing is like it's not that you don't understand the numbers. And I think one thing that you did say is that I was gonna ask you, what are you holding on to? And you were talking about the one instance where you felt like you were traumatized. And so that made me ask, like, are you still holding on to that? Or instances of it? Because it's starting to peek into your performance of what can happen. Because the numbers make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I spent more, you know what I'm saying, then this would make sense. So for me, even looking at these numbers, it's not that it doesn't make sense to make a bigger investment. So it's like, what's holding you back?
The worry.
The worry.
Like, what's the worst thing? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
I mean, the worst thing, no clients enroll. But then,
what's the worst thing that happen if no clients enroll? What's the worst thing that can happen if no clients enroll?
I mean, really nothing. Like,
do you miss mortgage?
I'm good.
Like all your stuff is still paid, right? So what's the worst thing that can happen? So like one of my principles, I'm like, okay, when I'm getting an opportunity or whatever, I'm like, I'm always looking at what's the asymmetric. Is this an asymmetric decision, right? So if asymmetric basically means what's the upside? Is the upside 10x? Is it at least 10x the downside? If it's not at least 10x the downside, then I'm good. So I'm like, if I do this, what's the downside? Absolute worst case scenario, what's the downside? And can I live with the downside? Can you live with the downside?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like, even like, I think of, if I was to spend, let's say, what did we put?
Let's say 6K. It was 6K.
So if I was to spend that, like, I also generated like way more leads than I normally generate.
Bingo.
Too. So
and
I
you know it's
do
gonna
a pop-up class with them and recover from that.
You printing money, bro. You literally got a license to print money. You can't lose. Like you in a situation where you can't lose. The only way I would attempt to say the only way you can lose is not spending the money, but that's not true. Because you don't lose. All scenarios you win. It's just like, at what rate do you want to get to the 100K? You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you want to speed up the process against the 100K a little bit? Or do you want to just continue at the same pace? And that's the only decision.
I'm definitely at a point, man, where I'm ready to speed it up, right? I'm definitely ready to throw the gasoline on it. We've seen the results. Our customers are getting results, right? Like, so these things are happening. It just double down on it.
That's it.
And have a plan. Like, I think even you showing your fleet the flywheel like that, like, man, it showed me like, okay, I have an ecosystem.
You got an ecosystem.
Yeah, and that gave me enough confidence too, just understanding. I know one of the things that we said at the beginning was like, man, I want to have a plan. Like what does my plan look like? But you put it up and it's like it's already in place.
This the plan. We got because you got the components of it. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, let's just double down on the plan and like put these things in here strategically. So now we know everybody who sees the VSL ad, those individuals, that's their first introduction to the ecosystem. Yeah. Now we move them deeper into the ecosystem. And now with your content play, that's all part of your ecosystem. Yeah. And now we're bringing them into it and nurturing them. And now that's the power of pipeline. Some of these individuals are going to have to go to three intensives. And then they're going to enroll. Some are going to go to 3 intensive, then they're going to come to an in-person. Yeah. And then they're going to enroll, right? Some are going to see the VSL, they ready. Yeah. And then now, but people are going to pop out at these different places. Yep. But you got to make sure we feed in the ecosystem, because we already know how the process rolls is, that's why they call it the funnel. What you already know is like awareness, some of them going to be interested, some going to engage, some going to be clients. So the key is like more awareness at the top. Yeah. And then strategically moving them through the funnel. Yeah.
That makes sense. It took me a long time to even like, because something I always tell people is like that awareness, right? I think a lot of people think that the funnel starts at engage, right?
Exactly.
Engage. And so I remember when, and we talked about this offline just on the phone, is like we would look at like our cost per lead, right? And we have been taught from people on the internet that our lead should cost $5, right? It should be $5 per lead. That's the target. But like we know that a $5 lead, we know that is going to be a bad lead. Like that's not going to be someone that likely to invest. And so we've been focusing actually on that awareness part, actually making our cost per lead go up a little bit, because that tells us that we're qualifying people a lot more. When I was telling people, hey, you need more customers, like, because that was our initial message. Like, oh, are you running Facebook ads? Like, you need to be able to get more customers, more predictable system, and all of that. Our cost per lead was like $7 to $10, right? But it was so many people that didn't have active businesses that we couldn't support. Yeah. But when we changed our messaging, our cost per lead went from, for the 2-day intensives, to $15 to $20, for the VSL to $25 to $30, right? It almost doubled. Yeah. But the lead quality is so much better. Yeah. And I think that even is telling me, okay, we got something really, really good here. Yeah. Because every conversation that's being made, everyone who's in the 2-day intensive that comes off the mic and say what they do is like it's our exact audience, and that's when I was like, okay, we got this.
So I would the only pushback I would give is like, because I heard people say, the cheaper leads aren't quality as well. The only pushback that's just like when people say people don't come to free events and buy high ticket offers. Yeah, it's like that's not true either, right? So it's like what we found is like when we run the playbook ads, we average less than $10 leads, right? And then, like I said, we retarget them and invite them into events. So when we go straight cold to an event, the lead cost is higher. It could be $20, $30 or more, right? When we go warm, people who are in the ecosystem to an event, our current ads right now, I looked this morning, like before we started, and our average registrant for our multi-day event is like $8 and change. So,
and that's the warm audience of the people who
that's
already
the warm
engaged.
audience who've already engaged in some level. So it's like $8. Some people are like, well, those cheap, they should be higher. And it's like, well,
yeah. When you throw that in though, that makes sense. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like those are the variables. So, but what we're more so looking at is like the earnings per lead. Like, what is the lead worth? So it's like some people say, well, these leads are too high. Well, what is the lead worth? Like if you're paying $20 a lead and the lead's worth $100, is it high? If you're paying $50 for the lead and the lead worth $500, like is it high?
How do you calculate that?
So you basically say, so if you say, all right, so let's say for your event, you had let's say this last one you had 100 leads. Yep. Right, 100 registrants, and then you made how much total on the event? Three clients at $6K.
Yep.
3 clients at $6K. So that's $18K. What's $18K divided by
100?
Yep. So if we say 18K divided by 100 leads. So your earnings per lead is $180.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So every lead you generated, you make $180.
Okay. So that gives you an idea of like
you can spend up to, depending on your back end, you can spend up to $180 for a lead.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. And and I know people who don't like. It's funny because like I know people who don't worry about cost per lead at all. They're like, here's my marketing budget. Here's how much I'm spending.
Exactly. No, if you get me this amount of leads, this was it's like you get me. So like for example, if you're like, hey, we want to enroll. Let's say we want to enroll 300 clients. Over a year. Be like, okay, we want to enroll 300 clients. At 1% lead to registrant, we need to get 30,000 leads this year. Or something, you know what I'm saying? And then, because we already know this how the number's gonna back out. 1%, just at 1%. So now you like, hey, you like, bro, I can spend $60 per lead. And still get a 3X.
That's good.
So I can spend $90 per lead and still get a 2X. And then I know after 90 days, if I get, let's say 50 clients, I know 15 of them are gonna go into recurring for 1K or whatever that is per month. So now you like, I'm 3X on the front end. And boom, boom.
Plus the recurring that's coming from no ad spend because they're already
bingo.
They're already in
it's all gravy.
And that's the part that I gotta get down to is that recurring model after. I've been studying Taylor Welch. I think I was telling you that. Like Taylor Welch.
I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that we doing. I'll show you sidebar like how we doing it because like what we doing on our event, we typically get like a 3X on the front end, cash collected, and then like on the 3 to 4X. But it's like month 2, it's all profit. Month 3, it's all profit. Month 4, it's all profit. For the next 12 months or whatever, it's all profit. Like that's gravy because we recouped everything just on the initial deposit.
That's a beautiful. That's the most beautiful dollar to make.
It's all there. It's like we've already recouped everything that we spent. The only thing on the back end is just going to be commission to the salesperson.
That makes sense. I would love to see that.
Man. I'll show you that.
Because even like the VA side of the business that I haven't even talked to, like people love that.
And that's all great. That's all profit.
It's all profit. And we just focus. What really allowed us to even take that side of the business was focusing just on go high level experts because we used to say, oh, we'll help you with social media VAs and like try to do all that, but we get a lot of people canceling because they don't know how to manage the VAs and all of that. So now we just double down, go high level. We got the VA, and even that's made our life easier. We were able to charge more money. So I know like that's the cycle. We're setting up their systems. Most people have go high level, or they got to get our go high level when they join our programs. But now they need this tech expert to really manage the systems for the foreseeable future. So a lot of people do lock in on it, but I don't think it's as structured as it needs to be to really be a legit upsell that can bring a lot of revenue to the business.
So maybe we can have another conversation about that. Cool. Perfect. So as far as how you feel about this?
Man, I feel 10 times better. Like I'm actually ready to like lock in right now. Like I'm ready to run a 2-day intensive on Monday.
I love it. How you feel, Shan? You feel good?
She manages all the finances, so she over here, like, she be saying the same thing, and I'm like, but it'd be different coming from your lady a little bit.
For sure. Well, I get it. So action steps coming out. What would you say coming out of here, action steps?
I want to, first thing is understanding that I need to create those retargeting ads. So people who watch videos engage with the previous ads. We need to invite those people to the 2-day intensives through ads and even just being more intentional on getting them to the 2-day intensive as well. So that's a big action item. The second thing is the reevaluate that marketing budget and actually stick to it and kind of remove the fear and the fear of risk that I have and just double down on it and just keep in mind like, what's the worst that can happen?
That's it.
So I know the ad spend is going to be big. And then even just talking to you more, just the structure of like, because I'll tell you what the structure is. But obviously, like the plan, like we go away from the plan sometimes. But just seeing how the infrastructure is, like understanding the ecosystem that I've built, it makes me want to really double down and stick to those plans when I make them. Like especially my quarterly plans. So even and not changing stuff because everything that we just talked about can change if I change something.
100%. 100%.
So also just understanding like keep things where they are. Stay away from that shiny object syndrome and just really just stick to the plan.
That's it. You good?
Yep, I'm great. I'm great. Man, this was dope. I needed this, y'all. I needed this. I needed this more than I thought I did.
Good.
Sometimes when you come to these things, you do get worried about a little bit of fluff, a little bit of, just the cliche mindset thing. But what I actually got was real like data that I didn't even understand that I need to track in my business. I mean, we know data is everything when it comes to business. And so I left here with metrics that I know are drivers for my business. I understand what it takes to spend $1 in my business and be able to make 5 or 6. So now I have an understanding of what does it look like to scale from 50K per month to 100K per month. And a lot of times it comes down to literally just increasing that bottom line number. How much do I need to spend to be able to hit that number in my business?
Hey, congratulations on making it to the end of the episode. If you enjoyed this episode, you definitely want to check out the next episode that we got, probably popping up on the screen right here somewhere. And also make sure you subscribe to this show. And also check in the description section. We got a ton of resources for you to actually implement a lot of the strategies and insights when we talk about building a business that can actually run without you. Go ahead and do that right now, and we'll see you in the next episode.